Hello, friends, and welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Kramer. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are here to empower you to build your brand. How are you? I am doing fantastic. Yeah. I am super excited. I'm just super excited to be here. Well, do tell. Well, you know what? I have, I took a couple days off for the holidays. Yes. And I find that I get a little lazy. I get a little lazy when I'm not working. I don't believe that about you. You don't believe that? No. So, I'm a sleeper. I'm one of those few rare breeds that sleeps at night and sleeps a lot. I'm not one that stays up till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Right. I'm also not one that gets up at the crack of dawn or before the sun. I am a sleeper. And all right. So you got your sleep. And I like a good 9 hours every night. That does not make you lazy. Okay. That's okay. So while off for a few days, that time that I would get up got later and later and later. There was one day. What's the latest? I think the latest that I slept was until 10. But I didn't get out of bed until noon. So I laid there and, I'm watching TV and Facebook and stuff like that. And I didn't get out. I didn't crawl my carcass out of bed until noon one time. All right. You know what? You're on vacation. So you're allowed. But coming back to work, woke up 7 o'clock, got my stuff out of bed. I'm ready to go and I'm going to exercise. And I had my plan for eating healthy. My plan. Because you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan, right? I thought I would make myself, my green shake, to start it off the day with. But it was, it's first thing in the morning. It's it was just too much. And so I haven't started that. But I'm drinking my tea. And so we'll see. We'll see how this all goes. Now, the good news is, we have a new guest that's going to be on with us every single month, a contributor host. Yes. Eric Hunsberger, reaching your life goals. Health goals. Your healthgoals.com. And he's going to keep me on track. So I am super excited about that. He's going to keep all of us on track, and you're going to love that. And speaking of Eric Hunsberger, talk about an influencer. This guy has a tribe. And we have been doing some research here for the last several months at Experience Pros. And folks, we are here to announce the rise of the micro influencers. They are on the rise. They really are. And such, when we talk about the different marketing, and you've probably you remember the jingles of the day gone by and the traditional advertising, and social media came along, and so many businesses weren't sure how to participate and how to use social media for business, right? I don't know how to use it for business. I don't want people on my business side to find out my personal side. I mean, there was a real human struggle. You bet. But what we ended up discovering is how involved we are, how connected we are to our certain group of friends, right? And how easy it is to share ideas, to share things you're doing, things you like, things you don't like. Right. Where do you go to get suggestions? Who can recommend things? If something goes bad and you want everybody to tweet and hashtag something the same, you've got your fans, you've got your group. You bet. You are an influencer. On some level, you're already the expert, but now we are influencers, and we are here to help you take that influencer status to a whole new level. I read an article that actually stemmed from a book that Tim Ferriss wrote. You remember Tim? Oh, sure. He's the 4-hour work week guy. He talked about your 1,000 true fans. Okay. So 1,000 true fans. When we think about influencing, we often think I've got to have millions of people following me, millions of people looking, millions of views on my social posts. But that's not the case. No. In fact, we got a couple of listeners here from Puerto Rico. Martina says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hugs from Puerto Rico. She's doing great. She is a micro influencer. Yes, she is. She's influencing people on not only on the island where she lives, but also here in America and around the world. And then Candice Liu is tuning in today. She says, I'm a micro-influencer. Yes, you are. Yeah, Inspired Magazine. Oh, my gosh, yes. This woman took it by the short hairs and ran with it. I bet you one of the early adopters of becoming a micro-influencer. Yes, one of those, it was a word. Before when you were country, before it was cool, you were a micro-influencer, before it was a trend.
Yes, Candice, make sure you follow her. So if you don't know these folks, go to our Facebook wall. If you are listening on the radio, when you get to a space where you can pull up your computer, pull up your website, go to our Facebook wall and check out the people that are following and connecting, and link up and connect, because these are true influencers. And these days, this is the good news, is that you only need 1,000 true fans to build your base of influence. And from that base of that influence, you can actually grow a mega size business. Isn't that amazing?
It really is. And, it's kind of, and there's science behind it. Listen to what I'm looking for. Mari Smith. Mari Smith made a comment, and now I'm not going to be able to find it. You keep talking. I'll be right back.
He'll be right back. I'll keep talking. He's going to be looking about, we're talking about micro influencers, right? You gain instant credibility as a micro influencer. You have collaboration and you've got greater influence. Why it matters is because as a celebrity, they might have millions and millions of people following them, but when they put out a tweet, how many people are going to actually respond? Or if they put out a post or a request, how many people are really reacting to them? When you put out something, you've got people that you've really connected with. You've got trust and you've got credibility. They're going to respond. They're going to try the things that you're suggesting. They're going to avoid the things that you tell them to avoid. Your influence on them is actually greater in that smaller microcosm than it is on that celebrity status.
All right, so listen to Facebook marketing expert, and I would say influencer in her own right, Mari Smith. She says, to quote Seth Godin, people can smell the agenda of a leader. This has never been more true when it comes to influencer marketing. To maintain fiercely loyal fans, you need to love and believe in what you're endorsing. Followed up by Troy Osinoff, who says, mega influencers are increasingly expensive and often personally disconnected from their audiences. Micro influencers are 4 times more likely to get a comment on a post than a macro influencer at a fraction of the cost. According to NOGRE.com, HubSpot, Forbes, and Adweek, all of them agree. The dawn of the micro influencer is upon us.
And it is the trend for 2018. So the good news is for you that you're already an influencer.
Sure.
I remember when my husband and I, we met in the Amway business.
Yeah.
We were both Amway distributors. My mom invited me to participate and my husband's sister invited him on. So we met at an Amway meeting. And back then they had a strategy, kind of a sales by numbers game, right? You connected with 30 people a month. Out of those 30, and this is probably kind of similar numbers if you do cold calling, right? You make so many phone calls. Out of that, you get an appointment. Right. We would have 10 meetings where we would, show the plan, right? Yep. And so you probably get so many sales meetings. And out of that, we would get 2 people to sign up as distributors. So 30 contacts, 10 meetings, 2 signups.
Right.
That's when you think about cold calling and the impressions and the amount of reach that you have. If you had 30, 10, 2, it's an easy number. It's an easy number to break down. And you're like, okay, I know how many phone calls to make. I know how many people to connect with, and I can follow that formula. And this was their magic winning formula. Well, if we want 1,000 true fans and we're getting 2 a month out of our numbers, right? Showing it off to 30 and
right.
And actually, and having, so many people check you out and then getting that many fans. Well, you can't do that on your own.
Oh, no,
There's not enough of you.
That's right. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not enough events to go to. You need to scale. And that's the other thing that really comes to bear. And Angel and I are here to say, we have thought this out, and just much like Candice Liu, who with Inspired Magazine now is followed by over 2 million people. And Candice, you got to know how much
you've gone from micro to macro.
Yeah, we love and appreciate what you're doing. You've done such a great job with this, but you got to also know you don't have to have 2 million in order to be influential. I remember when Candice started off, she had 10 followers, right? And it wasn't that long ago. So how do you get that going? Well, you have to scale it. How do you scale it? Radio is a great way to do it. Media of sorts. She's got media with her magazine.
She has a magazine
and a social.
And she's using her social media site. And so just having a social media page isn't enough.
That's true.
You have to create media. And so you've heard content is king, and it's kind of the next layer of content, not just content for content, but media that you are creating. And you've got lots of media channels that are out there for you. So let's work on, that's our goal, 2018, to become a micro influencer.
There you go. If you'd like more information about what it is to become a micro influencer, go check out experiencepros.com right now. Experiencepros.com. We're asking the question, are you one? Do you want to be? Back after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.